Hey, do you want some free paint? Yeah, that's right. I said free paint. Well, this week on 2 Season of Pod, we'll show you where to get that goddamn free paint. We'll show you where to get some free trees. You want some trees? And not the trees that you want. Not the trees that you want, Snoop Diggity Dog. No, the trees that grow from the ground. We also got fat-ass Americans, so stick around.
All right. This week on 2 Season of Pod, corporate's breathing down my neck saying what I can't talk about. I attend a party and figure out what I shouldn't do. And I find some street shampoo. All this week on 2 Season of Pod.
Cams.
Yeah, right, bud. This is the best mustache you've ever seen in your damn life.
This is definitely the best mustache I've ever seen on your face.
It's pretty hot, eh?
So 31 or 30 days in, it was a good stash.
It's a great stash. I'm thinking of keeping it for the trip to Europe this year.
That's cool. I always support just buddies growing beards. It's a campaign of mine.
Cool.
I support that, and I support what you got going on. Connors maybe not so much. Connors is good. I take that. Yeah, I want that.
You like his?
Yeah.
Is the big handle? Is it the handlebar? I think technically it's not a handlebar. I think it has a different term for it. Handlebar mustache.
I thought it doesn't just go straight down like that, like the handles on your big wheel on your quad.
No. So I'm looking at online here. Handlebar is the one that has the wing tips on the end of it. His would be I don't know what the name of his is.
There's a lot of mustache types out there. What do you calling yours?
What should we call it? Kind of looks like a Steve Harvey a little bit.
It's a bit of definitely different hair.
Yeah.
But it's the nice. What I like about yours is that it kind of comes down a little bit on both sides of the lip.
A little bit.
Like it doesn't
bit,
stop. It doesn't stop on top of the lip crease there in the middle. It goes a little bit further down.
It's hot stuff.
Yeah, you get some good looks. Are you walking around in many parks lately? Or you try to stay away from parks throughout the month of November?
Yeah, I should typically stay away from them at all cost. You just get a lot of unwanted looks.
Yeah.
A lot of people asking, like, do you have any kids here or do you have a dog here? And you're like, just looking. Just shopping.
Just shopping.
Doing a little window shopping today.
Shopping
Hope you're
around.
okay with that. Yeah.
It's a fantastic mustache and great. It's a great way to kick off this show. I'd say Cam Stash.
Cam Stash.
Episode 2.
Episode
Cam
2,
Stash.
baby.
This is
we got some good reviews on episode 1 from the people I talked to.
Great.
We got a new mic up in this.
You have a new microphone, of course. You're listening. This is the 2 Season of Pod podcast hosted by myself, Cameron Osborne,
and Cameron LeClaire, as per usual.
As per usual, there you have it. You know the drill. This is the show. What is this show, Cam? What is it?
Well, this is a show for two guys who don't get to see each other often, so they've decided let's dedicate 1 hour a week to talk about absolute nonsense, create a bunch of lists, talk about some things that they can find free on Kijiji, and discuss whether or not headlines are real or not.
Wow, I'm glad that you really painted us in a box there. This show is that, nothing else, and
it'll never be anything else. If you don't like these things, then just stop listening.
Very specific tags that we're hitting for on YouTube, of course. This is episode 2. Like we said, Cam, how'd you feel about episode 1? I'm sure you did you give it the old listen back and maybe skip through a couple, kind of click and drag around and find anything you liked.
I just I thought our sponsorship talk, I think that definitely got some masses on the. I think I saw some Twitter handles, or not some Twitter handles, some hashtags.
DuckDuckGo got some heat, I'll be honest.
DuckDuckGo saw some heat. Corporate's on my ass. They're telling me, like, you can't be throwing down sponsors like Barefaced Whiskey, possible sponsor of the pod. Might have a glass here to celebrate the end of Sober November. Listen to that jingle. But yeah, corporate's coming down my ass telling me that I can't promote what I want. And hey, listen, product's good, I'm going to support it.
Folks, a lot of controversy. We'll explain, of course. If you're just tuning in now, we're shouting out specifically a couple different web browsers in particular. The network came down on us because they didn't want us supporting some of those web browsers.
Now I do know that we had a listener write us an email was a free on Kijiji recommendation, and the browser that it came from, it was sent from a DuckDuckGo account.
Folks, yeah, that is right. We got our first listener email. Of course, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that a little bit later. You know what? I saw that little tag. I wasn't sure if that was just a funny little sent from DuckDuckGo. But yeah, there you have it, folks. Our listeners are already, our listeners are responding to the products, even though the network didn't want it to be that way.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you think of the first pod? I think the setup, the recording setup, for mine just sounded so echoey. So I think this mic's gonna make a huge difference.
You know what? And it's always a learning process, Cam. In between this week and next week, you can just record stuff around your house. Record the sound of just cooking. Have a little fun with it. Chop it up, mix it around. Next thing you know, you're some kind of art piece that you're making. That shit that, everyone who we used to live with and hang out with used to do. You can do one of those things.
I think that takes us to a quick story about the 1979 Halloween party that was held at
Was that? I thought it was 1984.
Who cares what the number was?
It really doesn't matter.
So the people that we lived with back in the day were very artistic and threw parties with some just bizarre people that would come. Now, because they were all artists of sorts, they had exhibits, and the house that we were in had 6 or 7 different rooms or areas.
I think they're called installations.
Installations.
Sorry, you have an installation. You don't have an exhibit.
Okay, whatever. You have an installation. Maybe you can run them through their camp, because I think I only came home late that night, and I came
home later than everybody. I thought I was out gigging. I had a gig that night somewhere in Uptown Waterloo, so I didn't get back until 1:30 or 2 in the morning. So I'm not sure if were you back after me?
I don't know. I think a lot of times when I came home to these parties, I would just kind of be in and out. So I'm I don't really like the people here.
This wasn't a party. This was a 1984.
Oh, was it the
Halloween
New Year's
party? Yeah.
Was it also the New Year? Oh, okay, so I wasn't there then. That's what it was.
No, it was a Halloween party on New Year's Eve, and that was the whole shtick. And he came back home. All the furniture had been moved into my bedroom. I don't care. That was okay. I didn't mind. No, the one that always makes sense the most, and that is just the best thing that you can picture, is the porn. So the porn was being played on the wall, through a projector, and then the sound coming from the porn was going through all sorts of guitar effects pedals and an amp, and people were just sitting there and watching hardcore porn, just Pornhub. They were just watching whatever came up next on Pornhub and fucking with the parameters on the on the guitar pedals. It's pretty cool. Okay, I know
it's very funny.
It's funny.
Super funny.
I don't know. That was that was really the best part, folks at home. You know what? It's actually pretty fun. If you get a couple cool guitar pedals, a couple of those guys had a lot of reverbs, a lot of wow kind of things. It really
fuck me.
Yes, just like that.
That was the specific sound. That reminds me one time when I went to a friend's house who was also in a house that was just full of dudes. I walked in and I think he was downstairs studying or something. And I guess they had a party the night before. I came in probably 11 o'clock in the morning, and there's porn playing on the TV with a dildo stuck on the TV screen.
Nice. That's a party, man. That's a
no
party.
No one was in the living room. It was hello. And yeah, no one was there. They were in the basement, but no one seemed to be bothered by this at all. They're oh yeah, crazy party last night. Interesting. Yeah, definitely.
See, but I feel in that particular case, there's a real difference between someone putting porn on a smart TV and then someone being hey, let's make this sound weird. Because when I picture
the
dildo,
R one's so funny.
when I picture whatever party you walked into, I just kind of picture the, hey, bro, want to see some tits?
Want to see some tits and some ass?
But who had the dildo? That's my question.
I don't know. I think they won it at a trivia or something.
But then
like
you
that.
kept it, and that's the weird part. Like, if it's somehow acquired a free dildo, I don't know. I don't know why I'm in that situation. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I would say, like, do I have to? Like, if I had to absolutely bring it home, like, there was no other way. There was nothing else I could do. Like, they followed somehow. Some people, whoever's giving me this, followed me home to make sure that I don't know why this became so sinister. Yeah, I would immediately
they call in every 4 to 6 hours, like, just a quick check, make sure you still everything's good with it. Any any reviews
somehow
on it?
I would lie. I would throw it out. I just don't see a need for one, maybe I should say.
Maybe you put it free on Kijiji.
Maybe you could
Or not used.
Not used. That's a good a segue as any, Cam. Let's kick off some free on Kijiji. Kijik.
All right, I like to hear that. So, should we do the first? So the first one we have is actually from a listener who sent us their free on Kijiji that they were able to find.
A listener, of course. The email is twoseasonapod@gmail.com. Just exactly how the episode is titled. And yes, we do. Yeah, we do. We have a free on Kijiji. And our first ever listener email also. So kind of a twofer one on this one. And they say, hey, hello, Cams, long-time listener, first-time caller. Thank you. I have a suggestion for your Kijiji segment. So we're going through here, and this listing is actually in Aurora. So not too far from my hood, I should say. This is from AJ, who's been selling shit on Kijiji since 2006, and we are giving away, just absolutely giving away, free paint. Some are almost full, must take all, which is fantastic. There's some super
exceptions. No exceptions.
There are some. It's super spec branded. I see. There's a couple beiges here. There's a pink. By the way, that a little trick my dad taught me. You always splash a little bit of paint on the outside of the can.
Yeah.
That way you always know what color it is. There you have it, folks.
Hey, here's a new trick for you.
Is it paint related?
It's color related for sure. You have a black Sharpie at your desk if you work at a company. Buy a yellow Sharpie. Grab the lid off that. Put it on the black marker. No one's ever stealing your black Sharpie.
No one's ever stealing your Sharpie. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I
guess it is color related. Cam, how would that come back to this? Like if you don't want someone to steal your beige paint it green, because nobody wants to steal green paint. Anyways, if you are in Aurora, pick up all this free paint, please. There's got to be at least a dozen, almost. Well, at least some of them are almost full.
I don't think it also says it doesn't say the colors either.
I'm reading here, something says eggshell finish, so maybe that's like a,
okay. I mean, that's a finish.
Yeah, there's it's paint.
Yeah, you're looking to do a little reno cheap on the dollar,
Are you cheap on the dollar? Boom.
You cheap on the dollar?
Which is a good point.
Right.
I mean, if you have all this extra paint, what are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. My landlord left a bunch of shit under my stairs. Bunch of paint, bunch of wood, bunch of tiles, and I asked for the okay to throw it all out, and he's like, "Yeah, I do not care."
Well, you could have put it up for free. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Get your paint. Thanks, Jamie, for sending that email. Thanks for looking out.
All right, I'm gonna jump on mine here. This free on Kijiji is coming straight from Nova Scotia, and it is a free box of partially used various shampoos and an office chair with a rip seat.
What?
Pickup only. Yeah, both. Double header, and I really like this because the free box of partially used shampoos. Like, what's going on here? What's
That's
this guy
even-
doing?
yeah.
Is he trying to a little bit of time? He's like, it's not good for my hair. He's like, all right, we'll give this one for free.
Maybe you lost all your hair suddenly. Or I think I think more than anything, you know that she had the ripped chair and she also
Yeah.
had, or like I think she put the
How
ad.
can I sweeten this deal?
Yeah, they put up the ad for the shampoos and just nothing was biting. They're like, okay, how do I really get this sweeten this pot? Ends
Yeah,
up
I was pretty stoked on
ends
that
up
one.
throwing in the ripped chair as well. I've had the same bottle of shampoo for I don't know 3 years now.
What?
Not a big
not-
not a big
you-
shampoo guy.
It's fair.
Put a little in your beard, and that's kind of about it. Cam, you have a mustache now. You'll have to maybe
Clean
think
it up every
think
now and
about
then.
cleaning up a bit now every now and then.
Yeah. Well, nice thing about living with a significant other is you get to just steal their shampoo the times that you do, and you just never buy any of your own.
Wow, it must be nice.
Must be
Cam,
nice.
I got one here for you. Folks at home, I got one here for you. This is all the way out from Winnipeg, out west, Manitoba. Are you looking for a free blue spruce tree?
Yeah.
Well, I found one for you, Cam. It's this approximately 12-foot tall blue spruce tree, about 7 feet in diameter. Like, this thing's bigger than a fucking fence. Is
Damn.
free. Is free if you want it. You must provide your own tree movers, though. Needs to be gone ASAP. That's from Ross.
Wait, is that a pun intended, ASAP?
No, I don't. No,
That's a shit joke.
that was a good joke. That was a good joke. I like that. Just because I didn't laugh doesn't mean I don't like. By the way, you don't have to laugh at everything you think is funny, right? You can
No.
take the time to hear it and be like, wow, that was so funny. Sorry, you were saying, Cam? You were saying, Cam?
I don't know, something about, or like what, this professional tree movers, is it in the ground, the tree?
Yeah, the tree is very much in the ground.
Okay.
Like, you would have to pay people to, like, dig under the roots. This is a
You have to
huge
be-
tree. It's 12 feet tall.
Yeah, that'd
7,
be giant.
7
like, that's
feet
not,
in diameter. That's the type
Also,
of thing you kind of
yeah.
cut down and use for firewood, and but someone would rather save it,
blue spruce is really nice, though.
Is
I don't know
it?
if you're a big, oh yeah, what's the ones with the blue needles on it?
Big spruce guy? I didn't know
Big
that about
spruce
you.
guy.
Yeah.
Let me look this up. Blue spruce tree. Yeah, I'd like to get better at being able to identify trees. Oh,
Really?
people are
That's a
looking at them
skill.
for-
That's a
for
skill.
sale.
That's a skill you want.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's a cool. I mean, I guess learning new skills is cool, but
I'd like to be I'd
tree
like to be able to-
identification.
Tree
Like,
identification would be a big one. Bird identification.
I was about to say bird. I think I'd rather
gang.
I'd rather know birds than trees. So what's
Well,
what's the brag on that? Like, you're going for a bike ride and then you're kind of like, oh, you see this thing? This is
I don't think
this is
not everything's about bragging, Cam. Maybe it's about internally feeling good that I'm in tune with my environment.
internally feeling good that you get to brag to someone.
Yeah, that too.
That too.
Beautiful trees. Beautiful trees. I told you about the one time that I went foraging in the forest with a local guide from Stratford.
I think I may have heard that it happened.
Yeah. So
Maybe not
I
too much
found
about
this
it.
this guy online, and his name was.
This is a great start. This is a fantastic start to the story.
Yeah, pretty much like a full free on Kijiji story because this website was heated as shit. I think his name was like Patrick or something like that.
Sketchy name. Sketchy
Yeah,
name.
it was like, what was it like? Peter. It was Peter. That was it. His name was Peter. So Peter had this website called like Puck's Plenty or something like that. Take a look for yourself because fantastic experience.
I don't want to get
Bas-
flagged, so I'm probably not going to look.
All right, so yeah, you message this guy in email or something like that. Be like, hey, can I reserve a ticket for your foraging adventure this Sunday? And he has a list of ones he's doing. He'll have like end of September. It'll be here's the things we're expecting that are going to be out in season. Then later on in or maybe different time of the year, there'll be mushroom foraging season. And he just takes you with a group of like 10, 15 people, walks through the forest and just points at things. And he goes like, see that? That's a whatever. That's edible. And when we went, there was one thing that he said was edible, and the big thing he mentioned is you can eat them raw. They're better to be cooked. They're pretty tasty raw. But if you have too many of them, one time someone told me that they felt a little bit dizzy after. So some say there's hallucinogenic effects to it. Now, being the degenerate that he is, my friend Connor decided to take a lot of them because he thought they were tasty and potentially capitalizing on the hallucinogenic benefits of them. 2 hours later, I have a photo of him puking in the forest from eating all this ground forage. So,
Wow.
yeah, Peter was... he said, "Oh, looks like I learned something new today. Apparently, it makes you vomit, not just makes you hallucinate."
Well, were the hallucinogenic effects reached? Because that's
Definitely not. He just
important
felt
part.
sick.
No,
he just
that's
felt
too bad.
sick. Yeah, but highly recommend it.
Well, that's cool. So now, do you find yourself walking around, maybe not foraging, but you find yourself looking around just on a walk, or
Identifying
something,
some stuff.
and you find yourself like,
Yeah.
I could eat that.
I could eat that.
I could eat that.
And then
and
stop eating shit off the ground.
short fat man,
Yeah.
you eat. By the way,
Salad's
folks. Quick description on our body
Quick
types.
description on
Our body
yeah.
types. Cameron Osborne over here. I'm about 6'3", about 182. Cam LeClaire over there on the other side. I'd say about 5'1".
If that, yeah.
Well, yeah,
I like to say
5'1", about 1
clinically 4'6".
195, maybe 200. Do you think you've cracked that 200-pounder step yet?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely way past.
Okay, yeah. So just so you can get an idea on our body types right now. So Cam, as the short and fat one, you're probably always looking for things to eat.
Oh, consistently.
Consistently.
Now-
So, do you find yourself? Have you used your urban foraging techniques in the real world to get a quick munch on?
The problem I have with it though is sometimes in the forest, you just get the park rangers going that it's just too much. You can't tap that much from the forest. They go biggie, biggie, biggie.
So what? There's just not much there, not much around for you.
Just because I'm bringing bags and bags home with me.
That's a good point. But if you need a quick snack, I'm sure you could hop on, to like a little parquet close to your office and maybe find something to eat.
I wish. There's no good forest near my office. So, for those wondering why I got the diagnosis of short and fat, if you looked at the profile picture, real quick story here. Went to my doctor and he told me I had a high BMI and was shorter than I initially thought. So while I lived my whole life thinking I was 6 foot, not a 6 foot man. And when I thought I was healthy, he told me a little bit heavy.
And like we said before, yeah, about 200, 5 foot. That's canon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's canon. We already said it. So that's gonna stick. And
our official weigh-ins.
Those are our official weigh-ins. We'll see you next month, Dana, when we weigh in again
for the big Christmas finale.
for the big Christmas show and the big birthday. The big birthday in a couple weeks, Cam, of course.
Yeah, big birthday bash. Speaking of bash,
what's on the agenda? Anything that's going to set your party apart? I feel like last time you've had a couple parties. I've been to a couple of them now. A couple big things you had. You're not a beer pong house. No, there's no pong or flip cup. Is that a thing? I know
we can make it a thing.
I'm just asking. If it was like what kind of party are we having?
I don't know. That's a good question. Mm-hmm. I think that's something else to consider.
It's all up to you, right? As you know, I will gladly bring an appetizer. I'd prepare it myself, bring it with a smile on my face. You know that about me.
Yeah, I do know that.
I would bring enough food to feed a couple people. A couple people. Man, let's not go overboard. We say a couple people. Maybe even a bottle of red, just for the appreciation of having us over. But where do we lay? Do we have to bring food?
I think I'm gonna take the cost. I'm gonna incur the cost. Last year I asked people to bring appetizers, but this is an official announcement. Well,
Ooh, is this exclusive? This is exclusive. Shit. Okay, folks,
the
listen
wire
up.
here.
Listen up.
Tune in. Yeah, so I'll throw my wallet out and just pay for everything.
I'll fucking break the bank.
I'll fucking break this bank.
No, that's a good choice, Cam. When I had my party a couple weeks back, I spent the $60 or whatever on the stuff,
cute.
right?
That's a cute number.
Why?
Because that's not how much it costs when I hold 26 people over at my house.
I think we may have gotten close to like 20 or 25. What'd you buy? And how much are you feeding people or just giving them an option to eat?
That's a good question.
You don't have to feed people. Like if you can give them an option, like if you did some hummuses and some vegetables and then like a couple bags of chips or something, right? Like these are adults. Like you don't want to. And you know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you have to. You know those little like pastries you can put in the oven.
Yeah.
Those are fucking dynamite. Those are thumbs up 100%. What
about chicken tendies?
No, see, because to me that's like feeding somebody.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
That to me like chicken like frozen chicken tenders or like frozen something else.
Well, tendies.
Or tendies, sure, that, and then that's when that comes on someone else. Like, hey, if someone like if another adult is coming to, if you're going to another adult's house, do you expect them to give you fucking chicken tenders? No, probably not.
No, typically not. Yeah,
that's
not my first. That's sometimes the first thing I ask for. But
if you brought your own chicken tenders to their house, them as an adult would be like, oh, okay, yeah, you can warm. Yeah, sure, put them in the oven. That's great. I might have one. I might have one or two.
Why'd you bring these chicken tendies to my house?
Why are you calling them chicken tendies? Yeah, so I'd say, don't break the bank. Give a little snack. That's about it.
Okay. Fair.
That's my 2 cents.
I went to a party this weekend, Cam.
Oh wow.
And this person fed us like crazy. And before the real party started, there was a reptile party. And what I mean by reptile party is she hired a company or a person.
I wanted to guess. You can't just
Okay,
say
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you said hired a company or person. I was going to say that it was like a furry thing, but with reptiles instead of furry, so it's like scales. But no, that's it. That's all I got.
You're close, but not exactly. Someone that came in, they brought a bunch of exotic animals. They were like chinchillas, toucan birds, the ones that talk back to you and say words and sing. They brought this big old python. He put it on my shoulder, and I didn't think I had a fear of big snakes, but Jesus Christ, when that thing goes on you and it's like wrapping around your neck, you're like, oh, I see. I have no power over this thing.
This thing could kill me
easily.
Instantly.
He's like, what did he tell us too? He's like, we asked him if he owned the company, and he's like, I do but if anything bites anyone, then I don't own the company. And we're like, ha,
you're like,
that's
ha,
funny.
Ha, ha.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I don't know if you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I guess it's insider humor, but this is a big snake, sir. And it didn't bite anyone, but
oh, good.
Yeah, it was an interesting take on a party to have reptiles come, iguanas.
What kind was this? Was this an adult party or a child party?
This is an adult party. This is an adult party in Yorkville or Yorkdale, whatever the expensive one was. Yorkville.
Yeah.
Giant house, extremely beautiful.
How old are these adults?
Oldest person there was probably 39. Youngest person there was probably 23.
Well, who owned the house where the?
I'm gonna say 27. No, it was her mom's place. But
okay. So some rich. You went to a rich person party.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, just cut down that because I have way more questions about rich people parties, and one of them would probably have led us to a reptile type thing.
Yeah.
So I think when you're at a rich person party, I think all bets are off when it comes to food.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say they're like Italian or something, where food is culturally significant.
That's a good point.
So it's very much like a feed the family, feed like the people kind of thing.
I guess there was that.
That's why you
all Jello shots.
So let me guess. Yeah, and you had pasta pazzoul, and you
Bazula.
yeah, don't feel like the people need to attend your house and leave your house fucking like like bloated or something.
That's a good point. Yeah, we'll see. I'll figure that out. But I'll tell you what, Cam, going to this rich person party, as we're gonna call it.
Yeah, tell more details.
There were some bizarre people there.
Tell me about the art and stuff. Tell me about
I was in the library room for most of the night.
The library room.
The library room, yeah. Fucking think about that.
Okay, yeah. I thought about it. Now what?
Crazy.
Wow. It was pretty crazy in my mind.
Yeah. Some of the characters that I saw there. There was one guy, and I think this was a fashion statement.
Oh.
He was wearing his sweater inside out.
I saw somebody in the elevator coming up my building wearing their thing inside out, and I almost wanted to say something. I think it is a fashion thing.
And I thought this is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I have a mustache on my face, and I'm calling the
I look
black.
like a pedophile, and I think you're fucked.
Yeah, I think you made the bad decision here, sir.
Yep, it's that haute fashion, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there's a guy also there who, like he came in, he kind of like avoided everyone at the party. They went to the back deck to go talk on the phone or something. Left his headphones in.
Went to go huff some blow.
I don't. Probably. Yeah, apparently the blow room was all upstairs.
Yeah, so. Which one was the blow room? So you were in the library room. There was probably a study, a pool.
And then I realized halfway through the party that like a bunch of the people were gone. And I'm like, oh, maybe they're outside like smoking or something. Then I'm like, oh, they're all upstairs. I'm like, I know what they're doing.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
As a non cocaine user, my favorite part about a party is when you have that moment of you look around and you're like, everybody is doing blow right now. Like nobody's in the room anymore. You look around, you're like, huh? Because first you have that thought, you're like, wow, is it me? Like, are they leaving me? It's like, no, they're not leaving me. They're going to drugs. And in that case, I get it. I'm like, okay, you're going to drugs. It's not like you're leaving me. Yeah.
So that was definitely going to the party. I didn't see those people for the rest of the night, so they must have been going deep.
They do, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Hell of a drug. Yeah, the person there kept his headphones in and just walked in while we were smoking a joint. He's like, I'll jump in on this.
Were they AirPods?
They were not AirPods, but that would have made me more mad. But yeah, that's one of those other things that always brings up. It's like when there's a group of people going outside to smoke a joint, and someone's outside and they're like, I'm slide into this circle real quick. I'm always confused about how I feel about that, because I'm like, I'm probably not going to talk to you after this. You're using me for this for sure.
Yeah, I don't feel like I don't know if I ever have a problem with that. You just kind of say yes. I feel like it happens to me a lot if I go somewhere. Because you'll be smoking a joint outside a bar, and then like somebody will walk past you, or like there'll be some homeless guy trying to get like hits on your joint, and you're like, fuck, dude, like I'm not going to say yes.
Yeah, you're like, we have standards.
So yeah, tell me what else. Tell me about the other rooms, the other themed rooms. Was there a big art piece or a painting or a statue or something like that?
I didn't see one, but I didn't explore the house too much.
You really just stuck up in the library. Did you read anything? Library. What did you do in the library?
Just sat and talked with people.
Did it have one of those? Did it have one of those big globes that's sort of like waist height, and then it's actually like a little trap. It's like a little shimmy door, and then there's booze in there. Did it have one of those things?
There were servants there.
Fuck off, Cam.
There were no servants there.
You should have. Oh yeah. Okay, we should. Well, folks at home, the folks who are listening right now, who are totally on my side of the story right now. There's no sides, but they're thinking what I'm thinking. You should have opened with that. You should have just opened with the amount of wealth. Let's get it all out of the way, Cam. Cars, what's going on?
Cars, none in the driveway, so can't tell you.
Okay, what was in the garage? What was in the garage that's under the normal
going
garage?
Through their whole house.
Why not? You had an incredible opportunity to see weird.
I'm not a lurker,
I don't know. What if there was some weird ass Eyes Wide Shut party going on upstairs and you missed that?
Guaranteed there was. And
guaranteed, and you missed that.
I don't need to see that.
You could have put on your mask and gone for it.
I mean, I already have one.
You already have your Eyes Wide Shut mask. You could have just worn it. You could have brought it to the party.
Shit. Well, maybe I missed out on an opportunity here.
Missed out on an opportunity. Can we get you back to this house? Can we get me back to this house?
Can I start this party again? I should have invited you, Cam.
It would have been a lot of fun. Too. I would have gone to the Eyes Wide Shut room. Just to look, though. Just to look. I wouldn't want to participate. I would just as a looky-loo, see what's going on.
I knew something else was going on upstairs, and it all clicked in when someone's like, "Oh, that's the coke room." Like,
yeah, you could have at least seen the coke room. There's nothing wrong with looking at cocaine.
Sometimes you don't want to take that first step because you just don't want to get sucked into it.
I don't know. I just have like normal willpower, so I just say no, blow, please. So I find it actually surprisingly easy. But because I'm sure they were doing coke off of like marble and granite countertops.
But that's not my point. The discipline's not one thing. That's the easy part. It's these people are fucked up and they're gonna want to have a conversation, and you're like, I'm not part of this shit at all. I just want to look at you.
Oh, really? It can be fun sometimes.
Maybe
you drink a little bit more, kind of feel fun, and then they're on coke, so then you kind of listen to them talking like they're like a movie or something. You're like, haha, you're a funny guy who's on coke in a movie, and this is just that.
So from this party, I actually came up with and knowing that it's the season for parties, I actually came up with the top 5 faux pas at parties.
Here's a top 5. Here are 5 tips about things. 5 ways to. No, it's just a top 5
for this week's top 5.
Love it. Top 5s. Week 2 of this.
Week 2 of the top 5, baby.
This fun little segment, Cam. So what's going on here?
All right. So
we're talking company part, like you're saying parties, like saying we're getting the holiday parties.
This can apply to a lot. This can apply to house parties. I think there's some rules that apply to like Christmas parties for your company, but just try and avoid these things at parties, and I think you'll be doing pretty good. All right, so number 1 on our list. This one's a huge faux pas for me.
Is this number 1 or number 5? Like, are you gonna count back?
5. Number 1's the worst thing you can do at a party. 5 is like, yeah. So we're at 5 and going down.
Okay, we're at 5.
Right.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
All right. So this one I think is definitely a faux pas at any party, and I think it's just maybe a pet peeve of mine when I see it, because I'm like, you got to clean up your damn act, and that's putting a tie around your head at any point in the night. Just hard no on that one. You can't be pulling that kind of shit. It's when people take the tie off their neck and they make it a bandana. You know what I'm talking about?
Of course, it's the classic. It's the classic man having
just getting a little bit too loose.
Yeah, it's that fun look. Of course, I've definitely been to a couple weddings where, like, definitely you take your jacket off. I would leave the tie on though. That's a good look. I think when my mom's when my mom and my stepdad got married, I think it was in our backyard. And I definitely know I jumped in the pool, so that would have had to. I jumped in the pool in my clothes.
Oh boy!
Which was also a pretty cool look, But no, never put the tie around the head. Even I'm not pulling that one.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. You can't be pulling that kind of shit. No matter how good of an idea it seems at the time, it's just not.
It's just not.
Number 4 on our list. This one you might be typically seeing at a house party you're at, where you get a little deep in a conversation. Maybe you walked into that coke room and you're just shooting ideas back and forth. And this is where your faux pas comes in. Playing a flat earth video of any kind on any medium. Don't be the first guy to do that.
Ooh, playing a conspiracy video of any kind. Yeah. Is not the right. There are so many, and I feel like I feel like nothing I can think of right now, but I feel like we've all been in a lot of situations where somebody puts on a dumb video, or someone puts on the wrong thing and expects everyone to pay attention.
Yep, it's the worst.
And sometimes sometimes it is the absolute worst. You know what? Nothing's jumping to mind right now. If someone put on a flat earth video, sorry, like, I would really, how do you ask, are you doing this ironically?
Yeah.
That would be the only way.
In, but you're like, it's a 35-minute video. You're like, no, what, how do you expect people, there's no even like,
and they're doing that
logically
thing. They're doing that thing where they're looking around at everybody and making sure that they're paying attention, or seeing like, are you guys getting this? Are you guys seeing? There's no shadows on the.
There's proof, baby. There's proof. Time and place. Time and place.
Yep. No flat Earth videos. That's a big number 4.
It's a big number 4. Number three, and we dropped this one. This is where that list actually came from. Leaving AirPods in during the party. And this is we could be seeing this. I see this at offices. People leaving the AirPods in the streets, but at a party, I think you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I've never been at a party or a bar and seen someone in AirPods. That would be a step too much. Like, is it too loud? Is that why they're doing it? Because there's no way.
Idea. Are you taking a call?
No, there's no way you could hear, like, if you're in a party type atmosphere, there's no way you could hear what the fuck's coming out of your headphones.
Maybe you're just like tuned into like 2 season a pod, and you're like, can't get enough.
That's
of
a
this.
good point. That's a good point. By then you could
one exception.
They could be listening, in the future to hundreds of episodes of 2 season a pod.
Yeah,
which is a good point. I know a couple guys at work. They're one of the other brand, I think Jabra. They have their own truly wireless earbuds, which do have microphones on them. So if somebody is speaking to you, it can pick, like, you can kind of tap it, and it will be able to pick up noises around you. So
cool.
Sometimes you see that and you're like, you can't hear what I'm saying, but they're like, no, I can hear exactly what you're saying. My music is like, it's lowered, because of that. I'm like, oh shit. I don't know if AirPods have that technology.
I don't know if they do or don't, but also I don't want to have that little dialogue every time.
I mean, Cam, I'll even just take it one more if you're wearing them, if you wear them at all.
Yeah.
Just one step further, that's a huge faux pas. That's just a life faux pas, possibly.
Life faux pas, AirPods. Number 2 on the list, getting right down to it here, is this happens at parties for sure. This is definitely not your corporate party, but more of your house party. It's the 2 a.m. You cool if I crash here? Question. Don't be pulling that shit. Get your reservations ready. Don't come expecting to stay at a party. Figure out your shit. Maybe not as much as a city thing, but definitely a thing I would see in Aaron growing up. Be like, it's cool. I chill here. You sleep here, yeah.
Yeah. See, when I was coming up, about 10 to 15 years ago,
maybe 20.
No, that's too much. I wasn't drinking and partying when I was 8, but about 10 to 15 years ago. I would have to have my whole situation laid out before I even left my mom's house. Before I even left my house, right? It was okay. How am I getting to this guy's house? And then from there, we're going to here. And then how am I getting back from the party to the person who we're crashing
the sleeping location?
Like you all had to plan it out, right? And be like, for us,
map the stuff out.
Exactly. We're going to Lewis's. That was the plan for us, right? It was.
But I'm sure you have seen the 2 a.m. It's cool if I saw the couch is open. Is that cool?
We've had a few parties here that I don't think that's happened. Probably not. No, I think we definitely would have had a couple friends who have crashed, but it was like a predetermined, you get the couch at the end of the night kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Can't say I've ever encountered some of these fucking mouth breathers. Or at least this one specifically, yeah.
Fair enough.
I see a lot of, what was that, the first one you had, the neckties around the head?
That's a hard no for me.
I see a lot of motherfuckers doing that at work, at their weddings and stuff like that. I see a lot of motherfuckers doing that kind of thing. Yeah, or like, their fucking shirts undone, but they still have their tie on. So now they just have like a shirt that's unbuttoned with a tie around their neck. Yeah, like that kind of dumb whatever the fuck.
And I think this brings us to number 1 on the list.
This is number 1.
I have seen this at parties. Not going to see it much as a corporate party because we have people like Cam controlling this.
Thank you.
But the number one faux pas is grabbing the aux cable and playing your own band's music.
I love how you've clearly been through something because you had to underscore it with your own band's music.
Yeah, like not even just the aux chorus. So like, yeah, we just released another album. Like, check this out. It's like no one wants to listen to this fucking hot horse shit. Like,
yeah,
get over yourself.
And yeah, unless you're
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, unless you're John Bon Jovi and you have the aux chord and you're like, hey, this is a new song we wrote. I don't give a shit. But if I'm at a party with John Bon Jovi and he puts on his own music, I don't care.
I might still draw the hey. I don't know about you, John. I can call you John, by the way.
By the way,
I'm calling you John, motherfucker. Number one rule is don't grab the aux and play your own damn band's music.
Number one rule is
for me,
John. That would be fun though. You know, somehow you meet John Bon Jovi at a party. He's like, "Oh, some of us are going back to my hotel room for an after thing." You're like, "Yeah, let's go." You go back to John Bon Jovi's hotel room and he just starts puts on the music that he wrote. Not even new music. He's like, "Man, have you heard Bad Medicine?" And I'll be like, yeah, that's like my favorite Bon Jovi song. And he'll be like, yeah, let's listen to it.
Better yet, you're at a party with Gene Simmons, and he's just like, we're listening to rock and roll all night, baby,
all night,
yeah.
And then we're listening to Party every day, all day.
This party don't stop. But also, who's gonna be the guy who like puts their song on? You know,
John,
who's gonna have the ball?
Besides John Bon Jovi, that seems seems like a Kanye West thing. I can picture like a 2010s Kanye West going like, "Yo, let's listen to my own shit."
Yeah.
I
like
you know
this album.
I don't have confidence with the aux chord ever. One of my most anxious moments is when someone's like, "No, you pick what's on." I think it's an anxious moment for everybody, right? Like it's a hard pick. You really got to know the crowd. You got to know what's going to pop. You got to know what's going to work. It's probably not going to be your own music. But it is a lot of pressure.
It's like you're thinking Slayer's 1997 slapper, but you're like not sure if this fits this rich person's house vibe.
You know, sometimes there are some good just kind of fallbacks, right? Yeah. Like Graduation, Kanye West Graduation is a good. You can put it like if you have to put on an album. You put on a few tracks from that one, people have at least heard them and might be like, okay, this is a party.
You're like, I know the hip hop. Yeah, that's good stuff.
But even if you know a Strokes song, you can't just like put on a Strokes playlist and have people be like, yeah, I'm into every single one of these.
Yeah, sometimes I like crying to this one. It's like not the party vibe, dude. I like Connor has a really good playlist name for, what the hell is it called again? It's I think it's like songs that I cry to / party mix too.
I'll have to check that one out. Playlists are big. Playlists are real important, and it's hard. It is really hard to pick the music. Spotify does a good job of that. I like searching. I like just kind of looking for, early 2000s hip hop and R&B, that kind of thing. It's some good. It's a good, safe. People of our age know it. Of all races and genders, and monogamies and stuff like that.
Yeah, generally a safe bet.
It's a safe bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm on the exact same page. Even in a car, when you're with people you don't know that well, and they're like, "Hey, grab the aux." You're like, "Oh, these people are back there." So
yeah, that's tough. That's when I just go. No, I think in that situation you just go like straight to Nickelback and own it. You put on like, look at this photograph, and just put on with a fucking smile on your face and go like, "Yo, have you heard this song in a while?
Do you like this one?"
Really sell it. Really sell Photograph by Nickelback, and maybe who knows? Maybe someone would just be like, "Wow, Cameron's being really genuine right now." He wanted to hear Photograph by Nickelback, and god damn it, he put on Photograph by Nickelback.
Then we go, do you guys want to play a little car karaoke, whatever that dumb show that what's his
And
name?
then we play car karaoke.
What's that guy's name again? That
Corbin.
guy who doesn't- Corbin. Yeah, I don't like him very much.
Yeah, I'm not a big late night TV show guy.
It's
Not my thing.
very in your face, yeah, and I find it's just like it seems like they've had a little too much coffee, every one of them, and they're just really trying to just squeeze in as much as they can into 45-second interview.
Yeah, it's a whole news format, right? But look at it, right? People eat, talk shows and shit like that up. People eat it up. People love it.
You know what talk show, or at least game show that I miss? Is Flava of Love with Flava Flav. I think
that was your favorite of the reality TV bubble.
I think that was the most ridiculous one I ever saw.
It went on for a while too. There was there's 3, maybe even 4 seasons of that show.
Well, there was also the tequila version, or tequila version, which was Double Shot at Love.
Oh, okay. Double
Yeah,
shot.
I don't know if you caught that one.
I didn't. No.
Oh, well, I missed out, sir. You can always go back and check that.
I
one
guess
out
I
in
can
your
always
spare
go
time.
back. Hopefully, do you know if Disney Plus has old episodes of Flavor of Love? I've been wondering if I should get Disney Plus, and that could do it over. That could put it over. If it has Flavor of Love and Pimp My Ride, I will get Disney Plus.
Oh shit, Pimp My Ride. That was a good one too.
Do we think it's on there?
I'm gonna say probably not.
Shit.
Yeah. News coming in now. Stock price is crashing for Disney.
Well, they could rise. I'm not saying. I'm just saying having Pimp My Ride wouldn't hurt.
I don't think
It wouldn't do poor. Like it wouldn't make everything.
definitely get some
crash.
views. Yeah.
It would get views.
And yeah. All right. Well, I think is it about time for us to jump into our final game here? I feel like we're just doing games this whole time, eh?
We you know what this show's been chugging along with a lot of fun all over the place. That's for sure. What do you mean games? We had 2 segments and then one little game that we usually close the show with. You know what? I can't wait until one day, Cam. We have something else to close the show. At this rate, who the hell knows? But we played this game last week. It's a little something that we like to call headline or asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
Of course, how this game works. Cam and I will give each other a headline that we find from the news, and the other one will have to determine whether or not it is a real headline or just something we made up just to fuck with each other. Cam, I have 3. You probably also have 3. How about you start?
All right, I can definitely start the charge here. So, first headline or asinine: Indonesian gymnast dropped from SEA Games for not being a virgin.
Dropped from SEA Games?
Yes.
Like SEA?
Yes, the SEA Games. It's
The the old SEA Games.
Yes, the SEA Games.
For not being a virgin. Yikes. Filipino? You said this Philippines? Man from the Philippines? Indonesian. My apologies. Dropped from SEA Games for not being a virgin. You know what? Maybe, I don't know. Is Indonesia, it could be the type of country where you need to, have, that's like a thing. Sex before marriage, maybe. I don't know. It's like a whole thing. And, if you're not a virgin anymore, you can't represent your country if that's the case, right? You wouldn't want someone representing your country that, tarnished, what you thought maybe it was. I'm really going heavy on this whole they don't want you to no sex before marriage thing. Because maybe on my core, I believe it's true. Maybe I believe the sanctity of 2 people should be shared later. When the desire has fallen, and quite frankly, though, this is the SEA Games we're talking about here. These are the SEA Games. This isn't hockey where you're covered head to toe, or this isn't basketball where you have a little tank top on. No, this is water. This is water we're talking about here. This is bikinis. This is beaches. These are ripped bodies. A lot of sweating and stuff, and just running running down the beach. Have you tried to run on sand? It's impossible. It's impossible. You got to be in great shape. And I think this Indonesian just fell victim to their primal urges maybe at a SEA Games qualifier. That's asinine.
That's headline, sir.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know, wild. Now, I do think that as it seems like a trend, the headlines can be a bit deceiving. So, the first line is: an Indonesian female gymnast training for a major sport event has been sent home on the ground she is no longer a virgin. Her family said on Friday, a claim rejected by officials who insisted it was over disciplinary issues. So what the real cause is, we don't know, but the family's blaming that. She's 17 years old. She's going to the biennial Southeast Games, or the SEA Games in the Philippines, and she's got axed midway through the month. She's a very high performer. They're blaming it on disciplinary issues and something else. They're not really being very clear about it. And the human rights groups have previously opposed virginity tests on Indonesian women seeking to join police or military. Yeah, so just kind of a bizarre place in the world, but is a headline, and we're looking out for Salfa Avira Sania.
Keep fucking, as I say.
Keep fucking.
As I've been on record to say. Well, there you go, Cam. I got one for you right here, though. Headline. Here you go, Cam. Here's your first headline. Americans weigh more this decade, but don't want to lose the weight.
Oh. Yes. Off the hop, this definitely sounds like a headline, and it sounds like not the most reputable news site. Kind of just someone that does a little bit of investigative reporting. As in talks to like 3 people are protesting, being like, big is beautiful, and like they're really putting a weird spin on things, put it that way. I actually listened to a podcast the other day about something very specifically about this, how basically like very overweight people were very upset that people wanted them to get skinny. They made some interesting points about it. It wasn't exactly in agreement, but definitely a headline in my books.
And that's a headline in everyone's books, folks. The headline that was just published the other week compared studies this decade compared to last decade, right? So 2010 to 2019 compared to 2001 to 2009, where 28% of Americans this decade have said they weigh over 200 pounds, which is 4% more than it was last decade. However, in the same span of time, the same poll who was asked, less want to lose weight. Apparently, from 2001 to 2010, the percentage of Americans who weighed over 200 pounds, 54% of them wanted to lose weight, where now it's about 40% of men and women are content with their current weight, even though they know they're pretty big. Yeah, there you go.
Some hefty mamas in the scene.
Yeah, there you have it.
All right. Let's jump right into the next one here. London attacker subdued by narwhal tusk.
Narwhal tusk. Now that's an animal. I know that. It's like a unicorn whale.
Yeah, it's a very good way to put it. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. It's a fantastic way to put it. Subdued with. Now, how would that even work? Right. That guy was on a bridge. Narwhal. I also thought he was shot. Like, I think I have kept up with this news. Sometimes there's news that I'm like, I can't say it because I know Cam would have heard of that news and maybe looked a little more into it. But then again, maybe you're thinking the opposite. Maybe you're thinking, no, Cameron's so dumb. He probably doesn't know anything about the world and what's happening around him, and I could probably make up this lie about something in which real people died, and he would be so dumb that he'd probably fall for it, and he'd say it's a headline. So just because of that, I'm saying that's asinine.
Sir, that is a headline from the London Bridge attack this weekend. The attacker was pretty much attacked after he shot some people. Some bystanders came, one with a fire extinguisher, another one with a 5-foot-long narwhal tusk, beat the man down until then he was later shot by police. So 100% real story. We thank the narwhal and all its fucking God-given unicorn abilities.
Oh, there you have it. There you have
Crazy.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
I thought you would have seen that for sure, because, I mean, that was dominating headlines, but I'm like, that's too good not to share.
No, I didn't see that. I thought, no, I pretty much stopped paying attention to the news after I saw, like, 2 dead.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Okay, well, I guess I don't need to know anything more about that. But apparently there was more to know. Okay, Cam. Ready? Here's your second headline. Here we go.
Sauce me one, baby. Let's hear it.
Russian dairy farmers give cows VR goggles with hopes of producing better milk.
All right. Russian farmers. Could you repeat it?
Russian dairy farmers give cows VR goggles with hopes of producing better milk.
All right. So off the hop, I'm thinking they're probably making them think that they're just in very wide, just absolutely gorgeous land, trying to really relax their mental state, and just kind of doing a little bit of experimenting with it. And I bet if the results came back, I bet they actually would have more milk. But I think the part that really throws me off this one is VR is expensive, and I don't think they're going to be able to scale that up for the amount of cows that you'd be doing. So if it's a small farm, right, when you need probably one VR, you can probably just have really good conditions. But if you have 200,000 cows, you just can't have 200,000 different VR machines. So I'm going to call asinine on this one.
That is a headline, sir. That's a headline. No, you're on the right path. Yeah, dairy farmers in Russia are doing that exact thing. They're showing cows a wild, expansive field beneath a beautiful summer sun, which is a cow's virtual paradise. Of course, nobody knows if this is actually working or anything. But whatever first tests, they somehow are able to test shit about cows. I don't know. One of the tests revealed that cows showed a decrease in the anxiety level and actually an increase in their emotional mood, the emotional mood of the entire herd.
That's what I thought.
Which is kind of fun. This isn't too crazy, of course. Some Wagyu beef farmers, of course, right, really expensive beef, will actually try things like setting mood lighting to help their cows produce the best beef possible. There is a dairy farmer in Missouri who plays the music, who he also believes leads to better milk.
I believe that.
There you go.
You know Wagyu beef.
You're gonna learn something here on this show, folks. What you got for me?
We're gonna slam this under educational. Do you know Wagyu beef is actually just like a genetic breed of cow?
Yeah, I have heard that before. Yeah,
Little fun fact for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Have you ever had moon beef?
No, what's that?
Yeah, they go. So there's herds of cows living on the moon. It's funny, you just don't hear about them too often. They're just like they're normal cows.
If I could get you to watch like this quick half-hour documentary on this.
They're normal black and white cows. They just have like that kind of like astronaut helmet over top, just like the big like fishbowl over top of them. Yeah. So what they have to do, you have to take a rocket to the moon, and then the farmer will slaughter a cow for you. Moon beef. It's supposed to be some of the best in the world.
How much is it?
You don't. You can't afford it. You cannot afford it. No.
There's only 3 cows up there.
There's not many left.
Yeah. All right. Headline or asinine number 3: cocaine dealer arrested after posting his Black Friday posters near police station.
Of course, Black Friday is past us. I haven't bought anything yet, although some of the deals still remain. I guess it is Cyber Monday tomorrow, so who knows? Which you normally think you buy online, you buy in store, you get a new TV at Best Buy or something, right? But just because you're selling coke doesn't mean that you're customers can't benefit off some of the same deals that, let's say, a Best Buy customer would buying a new computer. Right? $200 off the latest Chromebook is suddenly like, boom, free 8 balls with the purchase of other slangs for cocaine. I don't know slangs for cocaine. I really don't.
Make it snow in November, baby. Black Friday.
There you go. Make it snow in November is a great tagline. Whoever this is probably also a great business guy. Because he knows that he can give away free Coke and people will buy Coke.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea. Great idea right there. Close
Same
to a
reason
police
they
station
give out
though.
what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Like, if I was kind of walking around a little area, I probably couldn't pick out the police station. But I bet if you are a Coke dealer, you probably know where the police station is. And this guy's just a dumbass. This is a headline.
This is asinine. And you were 0 for 3 this week, bud.
0 for 3 today. Oh, my God.
Jeez Louise. No, this is not a headline. But I do have a story about... I knew a guy who used to send out Snapchats, blast them off to everybody in his contact list that'd be like, this week only selling X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, I thought that was actually really clever.
Well, it deletes right away.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's Snapchat. The best part of Snapchat is, well, I think it's pretty much just used for drugs and tits at this point, right?
I don't even know anyone that is using it, so I imagine that's about it.
I imagine it's just drugs and tits all over Snapchat. That's why it's the most popular instant messaging app out there. Everyone wants drugs and tits. I'm pretty sure that it's the most used thing because people are just sending each other photos of drugs and tits all the time back and forth. A couple schlongs in there too.
Couple slongs. I found out recently that one of the groups I was in, the Snapchat group, originally had 6 people in it, and my friend asked me the other day, "Are you still on it?" I go, "No," and he goes, "So it's just me and one other person." So this group of 6 now is down to 2, and they all thought they were still in on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, everyone's out. I mean, I guess if people either don't do drugs anymore or they have the access to drugs that they don't need it on Snapchat, don't need to use it anymore. And then I guess if you have the access to tits or you don't want to look at tits anymore, then you don't have you don't have to use it for that feature.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you got your bases covered, Snapchat is getting deleted on your phone.
There you have it. Okay, let's go. Cam, final headline for you. Amazon under fire over Auschwitz Christmas ornaments.
Amazon under fire over Auschwitz Christmas ornaments. Yeah, well, the thing about Amazon is they can have a lot of third-party sellers that can just put a lot of questionable stuff on there. And you can find this stuff relatively easily just by searching, and there will be someone that can post it. So I could imagine a white supremacist group, or maybe not a white supremacist group, but like even just some Jewish heritage people making decorations. Or actually, no, not even that. Just a company that mass scale shit. They threw the design in there, threw them on Amazon, and then Amazon obviously had no idea about it because they can't control something that's that large. Someone found it, they complained, and then I guess pun intended, or not intended, I don't know. Tough headline, but I think it's real.
That's real. That's actually some fresh news. I read this headline just moments before you and I signing on. Cam, you pretty much got it right. Some third party group describes some of these products as travel souvenirs and sells them alongside other ornaments that they have that are images of other cities and monuments from around the world. Just kind of like a few of them that they sell happen to be from Auschwitz.
Yeah,
it's
not
like
surprised.
there's also one with like the Eiffel Tower. It's just a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah,
Of course, so people are just. I'm sure if you turn on a social, maybe you may hear more of this news. Who knows? Because I feel like it has happened earlier this year, actually, when Amazon was got some bad rap for selling rugs and shoes with the images of Hindu gods on them, which again just kind of prompts the Twitterverse to boycott everything and freak out and stuff.
That's right. Get off the Twitterverse.
Get off the Twitterverse. And there you have it. That was some headline or asinine. You know, the game that we play.
And that was week 2 of the show, everybody.
That was week 2 of the show.
Crazy, I know. Already 2 weeks in. You got suggestions for headlines. You got suggestions for free on Kijiji. Blast us off to 2seasonapod at Gmail. That's
.com.
2 spelt 2 C's CEE S.
You can't say 2 spelled 2
as in alpha. Pod POD. I don't know the phonemic alphabet for P. Omega Delta
Echo.
S. No. Where's the echo?
Echo is E, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I was looking for S.
Oh. What is? No, I don't know what it is. That's the email. Let us know what's going on in your lives, folks.
All right. Well, until next time, I'm Cam.
And I'm Cameron.
And book it, Dana. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.